Families with hospitalized children have a lot on their minds, as you can imagine. So Ronald McDonald House Charities of Greater Houston provides these families with comfort, necessities for the children, a safe place to stay. In Houston, they've been doing it for more than 40 years. We have two special guests with us today, Andrea Civils, Manager of Special Events, and Celise Womble, a board member and former family. Good morning to both of you. Thanks for being here.
Good morning. Thank you for having us.
So let's talk about, and Andrea, maybe you can address this first for those that don't know exactly what Ronald McDonald House does, and specifically here in the Houston area. What kind of work do you guys do?
Yeah, so we're a home away from home. So whether it be families who are local or families who are coming to the Texas Medical Center to receive world-renowned care, we provide a home away from home, literally meaning we provide a place to stay, meals, which is part of what you guys are doing, and some wraparound services. In addition to that, we actually have a care mobile that goes out into our local communities to provide immunizations and well checks and things like that. So we are just here in the community trying to make sure that children and their families can be together and have access to care.
And Celise, have you and your family experienced this firsthand? Can you tell us about the story and how the Ronald McDonald House Charities were able to help?
Yeah, thank you for letting me tell this story. So our grandbaby was diagnosed with leukemia, and it was a week before her second birthday. So our family went to MD Anderson, and those doctors and nurses there are phenomenal, and they are laser focused on healing that child. But what we found with Ronald McDonald House is they come in and they put their arms around the whole family. And so they provide meals. There's a kitchen there with a big refrigerator where we kept our formula. There's microwaves, and there's a pantry of food. And so that home away from home gets established there, but you're on the pediatric floor. So, but it takes a lot of time every day. We were there for a month, and then on and off for weeks at a time, and when you're there so long, I don't think my daughter and son-in-law even went to the cafeteria. They wanted to be with that baby, 24/7. They wanted to be there, and the provisions that Ronald McDonald House gave us, and the volunteers there were like angels, just helped us through that time. And
couldn't imagine doing it without him, I would guess.
Right, yeah. So she had to have over 20 lumbar punctures, which is, they put chemo into your spine and into your brain, and those are surgeries. And she would come out of surgery and she would ask for macaroni and cheese. And she did that because it was in the pantry, and we were so thankful for that. It's those little acts of kindness that came through, and so the need is great. They do so much for so many families in the medical institutions, but also at the house, and so it's a lot of food, and so that's why we're here today.
Could I ask you how your grandbaby's doing now?
Oh, I'm so glad you did.
Yeah.
She's wonderful. She's 7 now, and she's in 2nd grade and healthy as she can be. And my daughter and son-in-law are so thankful. We are very blessed.
Well, I mean, it made such an impact. You joined the board.
Yes, I did.
Yeah.
Yes, I just joined the board, and it was because of the experience that we had with Ronald McDonald House, allowing us to stay close to her all the time. So it was substantial. So
I mean, Andrea, I'm hearing Celise's story, and it's like, really, you never know what's going to happen. And for you guys to be there in such a time of need, and it doesn't sound like there's a limit that you place on this help. You're there for the families for as long as they need it?
We are there for families as long as they need it.
Yeah.
So we have 70 bedrooms in Holcomb House, and so those are usually for families who need longer support. Families stay anywhere from 6 months. I've had a family stay there for over 900 days.
Wow.
And so there's no charge for them to sleep in those rooms and to eat those meals and do those things. In our hospital system, we're 19 bedrooms in Texas Children's, 20 bedrooms in Children's Memorial Hermann, and the 2 rooms, sleeping rooms, along with 15 family lounges across all of those hospital locations. So we're right down the hallway.
And how have you been able to put all these resources together? I mean, we're helping now with a little food drive, but I feel like that's just a small part of what you guys really do.
I mean, just our generous community. I mean, we have an outpouring of support of volunteers, of donors, of people who step up in a million different ways to make sure that these families get the care and support they need, and so that they can heal together.
Yeah, I mean, is it enough for us to put some extra coins in the Ronald McDonald fund when we go through? How do we give? How do we help?
Absolutely. So yes, McDonald's has a roundup. So when you're there doing the drive-through, you can say, please round up for RMHC, and we'll be the recipient of some of those funds. And then you can also go to our website, donate, choose to volunteer. We need volunteers more than anything, so that they can stock the pantries and make sure that those meals are ready for families like Salisa's.
Yeah. Anything else you want to say before we go?
Oh, I would say, my daughter would say that it was the volunteers that were so special.
Yeah.
You know, they would come by and they would knock quietly and they knew our little one's name, and they would say, we just made cookies and they're warm. And, you know, like I said, those little things when you're in a fight for a child's life mean everything. So
Those little distractions go a long way, don't they?
They do, yeah.
Andrea Civils and Celise Womble, thank you guys so much for your time and sharing that
you.
today.
Thank
Appreciate it. Stay with us. Don't forget, if you want to help, by the way, because we are filling the pantry for families at the Ronald McDonald House, we do have a KPRC2 community snack drive that runs through the end of this month. You can help out, donate any items that like crackers, granola bars, things like that. We've got a list of those items. You can do that at any exclusive furniture location in the greater Houston area. We've got drop-offs at Houston Christian University's campus as well. So just look up the article at click2houston.com, and all the info you need to be part of the KPRC2 community is right there.